Well, a weekend of surprises. Manchester United, the England rugby team losing down the road in Murrayfield. They're all licking their wounds. Chelsea as well. The Aberdeen fans making their way to a glorious sunny Pittodrie this afternoon, hoping that this strange weekend will continue here in the northeast of Scotland. Certainly plenty of proud cup history between these two clubs. Celtic, the current holders, of course, the record holders. No one has won this old trophy more than they have. Aberdeen, the last side to win it in 3 consecutive seasons back in the glory days of the 80s that Jim and Charlie were talking about. But a yawning 18 years without adding to their 7 Scottish Cup wins. We'll take the Champions League out of the equation. 11 consecutive wins in all competitions for Stephen McManus and Celtic. 8 clean sheets in that run, only 3 goals conceded. On the flip side, Aberdeen, led down there by Scott Severin, haven't won in 8, in the worst form for over 5 years. Just the sort of form that might mean there is an upset in this sunny northeastern Scottish air. Queen of the South await in the Scottish Cup semi-finals. One of these two will join them. Aberdeen and Celtic. The whole tie is live next.
So you must be Hopkins. You're quite the nastiest little boy I have ever encountered.
I'm just trying to fit in. Sheesh.
It's all downhill from here, my friend. Achoo!
Bully Scholarship Edition. Out now.
At Orange, we know that everyone is different. That's why we give our customers the freedom to choose between 4-pay monthly phone packages. Canary, raccoon, panther, and dolphin. From unlimited calls to unlimited texts, we have a plan to suit you.
What's it like being the lawyer for the richest family in Manhattan? They give me tons of money which I use to do good deeds, and in return, I hide all their not-so-good deeds. I grew up watching my father do the exact same job, and I swore blind I'd never follow in his footsteps. The thing is, I'm pretty sure one of these wonderful people killed my dad. So if it means putting my morals on hold to find out who's behind it, you can bet your ass I'll do it.
Dirty Sexy Money, the new hit U.S. show, coming soon on 4.
Welcome back to Pittodrie. We're almost ready to get underway. Aberdeen and Celtic overseeing this one. Charlie Richmond at the heart of a controversy here when these two sides met in the SPL earlier on this season. It was, as it has been every time Celtic have come to this ground this season, a win for the men in hoops. But Gordon Strachan sent from the dugout that day controversially. He's only just allowed back down there after a couple of match ban. But there he is to oversee Celtic's progress and put what has been a difficult week for the club behind them. Similar scenario in many ways to 12 months ago when they were beaten by one of the European big guns in the Champions League in the last 16 stage and came to the north of the country for a difficult tie. Last year they managed to pull it out of the bag late on up at Inverness Cally Thistle. This year it's Aberdeen, whose whole season rests on this game. It's had its highs, but in league terms it's had many more lows. They're well off the pace in the race for repeating what they did last year and getting into Europe. They've enjoyed their visit to the UEFA Cup this season, but realistically, Davey, they have to prevail in this tie if their season's to continue.
Well, I think Jimmy Calderwood knows that. He knows that the league performances have not been good enough. This is the last chance to get into Europe via the Scottish Cup. And to be fair to Aberdeen, they have saved their best for cup football this season. They knocked a very good Dnipro side out of the UEFA Cup. They did the same to FC Copenhagen, and they got a very good draw against Bayern here. So even given the injuries they have, I think Jimmy's hope will be today that they can dig deep and find another special performance here.
Well, you're right to use the word special, because the nights here just before Christmas against Copenhagen and Bayern Munich being held here as well. go down into that category. You only need to look what Bayern Munich did in the recent round when they went to Anderlecht and slaughtered the Belgian champions by 5-1 to put into perspective what Aberdeen achieved on that occasion. They will need more of the same here. Injury hit, down on their luck, without a win since they won against Hamilton in the last round to set up this quarter-final meeting. Caldwell rises to head clear for Celtic. Aidan McGeady, who was at his destructive best in the last league meeting here when Celtic won by 5-1. Aberdeen will be looking for a strong start. They've given it away here, though. Aidan McGeady, the beneficiary. Evander Snow, Nakamura. Certainly tagged back by Karim Touzani. The Dutchman in the heart of the Aberdeen midfield, but Charlie Richmond allows play to go on. Just a word, Davey, on this pitch. It's not the best here at Pittodrie. It's absolutely shocking, Bill. I've been coming here for a long number of years. I've never seen this pitch as threadbare as it is this afternoon. It's also very dry. I don't know whether Aberdeen put any water on it. The players would prefer to have it watered. It looks very dry, very bumpy. Maybe not a day to be passing the ball back to the goalkeeper. Good opportunity for an attack here. Maguire. Oh, what a start! Offside flag denies the dream, but that's what Aberdeen need to do. Start to stretch Celtic. Well, Chris Maguire did his job. He got down the outside and got a very good ball in. Lee Miller just has to hold. He's one pace ahead there. You see Gary Caldwell, hand up immediately. Lee Miller's just got to hold himself. One stride too many he took. Otherwise he has a tap in. We heard Charlie Nicholas saying how Lee Miller could be key. He hasn't scored in his last 6 games. He's only scored 1 in 16, and that was in that 5-1 defeat here against Celtic. Early signs of encouragement. They'll be hoping, they'll be praying, Aberdeen, that Celtic just a little bit ring rusty after their exertions down in Catalonia in the week. Plenty of rest time. They flew back on Wednesday from Barcelona, Celtic, and you would think have got the defeat out of their system. Let's just wait and see, though, shall we? Long throw launched in. Boruc comes to claim. Touzani, strong challenge here. Trying to feed it in for Maguire. Miller manoeuvres. Oh, we talked about the surface. I think we'll see the ball sits up just as he strikes it here, Chris Maguire. I think it took a big bobble. Finds a nice little bit of room for himself here inside right channel, and it certainly sat up. He's not looking to play this across the face of goal. He's trying to score from here, but it took a horrible bobble just as he struck it. What a bright start from Aberdeen. Exactly what Jimmy Calderwood would have wanted. Chris Maguire's played a lot of his football in midfield for Aberdeen this season, getting the chance up front because of the injuries to the likes of Lovell and Mackie, who both failed to make it back for this match. Now there's some defending to do for the home side. Hartley finds Shunsuke Nakamura. McDonald makes his move near post. Vital that it was cut out there, and cut out well by Ricky Foster. I think Xander Diamondton Fair is matching the front post run of Scott McDonald, but it's not a bad ball in from Nakamura, who tends to check back onto his left foot, but when he is given time, he delivers well with his right foot as well. Vital for Aberdeen, they're able to do the basics well, and into that category comes defending set pieces. Nakamura to deliver. O'Dea near post, looking for the flick on. Scorer, you might remember, in the Scottish Cup win last season at Livingston, Darren O'Dea, but his appearances have been limited this year by the, well, really the options that they've got at the back here now, Celtic. I think he'd prefer to play centre-back. I mean, I don't think he's going to give Celtic as much on the front foot as Lee Naylor would, and in that respect I think it's important for Aberdeen that Jamie Smith pushes right onto Hinkle on the other side. I don't think O'Dea's going to get forward too often for Celtic. If Jamie Smith can work Hinkle back the way, I think it'll take a lot of the Celtic threat, the normal threat they get from the fullbacks out of this game for Aberdeen. With Miller keys, so too Jamie Smith, who's been something of a talisman to Aberdeen's cup run so far. 9 games, though, since he last played. Hasn't had much training either. But one of those situations where you might just sense the makings of the story. The former Celtic player, not much football under his belt. Certainly the stuff of fairy tales are made of, and maybe that's the sort of category that Aberdeen need to look to pull something off here. It's the first Scottish Cup meeting between these two clubs for 6 years now, and Celtic dominant, to say the least, when they come up against Aberdeen. All 3 SPL meetings this season, unbeaten in the last 14, winning 13 of those, Celtic. But then again, who gave Barnsley a prayer against the FA Cup holders south of the border yesterday? These things do happen. Paul Hartley, a Scottish Cup winner for the last 2 seasons with Hearts, and of course last year with Celtic, stands over this one. McManus ambles into the penalty area. It's closer to Vennegoor of Hesselink. Loops into the roof.
Well, he found the room, and that's the point that Xander Diamond is making. I think it's Considine he gets half a yard on here. Dropped into the perfect area from Paul Hartley. Good pace on the ball as well. And Jimmy Calderwood will certainly feel that there should be more pressure on the Celtic striker there than there was. If anything, he's in slightly ahead of the cross.
Although the results haven't been going for Aberdeen, they played pretty well last weekend at Ibrox. Looked like they were going to be able to take a half-time lead there before Rangers bit back, and they ended up losing by 3-1. But there have been good patches about Aberdeen's football. Struggled to find consistency with all the injuries. As Jimmy Calderwood said, making too many basic errors at the back and wasting too many chances at the other end.
Well, exactly, and that was the story of the game at Ibrox last week, because, you know, Jimmy Calderwood certainly felt that Aberdeen could have been 2 or 3 up last week. And that game, I suppose, just about sums up their season, the good and the bad of Aberdeen. So inconsistent, you just don't know what you're going to get from them these days.
There's been a busy February for them, no doubt about that. 4 different competitions, playing 9 games in it. Just the 1 win, though, and that solitary and somewhat unconvincing one here in the last round against Hamilton. Passage to this round, Aberdeen took a replay to get them past Falkirk. And Xander Diamond's goal ensured that they saw off First Division Hamilton. Now the ultimate test, the tie that they all wanted to avoid, but you have to take on the old firm and beat them if you are to get your hands on the Scottish Cup invariably. Xander Diamond, who scored the winner here against Hamilton, is up there. Snow powers it away for Celtic. Tuzani, Diamond, Miller. All well bid in with the challenge. And the referee, Charlie Richmond, took a good look at it, decided there was no case to answer.
I don't know about that, Bill. Looked like a free kick to me. I think Gary Caldwell's reaction told its own story. I think he was expecting Charlie Richmond to give it. Nice little knockdown by Xander Diamond, who gone up for the throw-in. He's getting away from Chris Maguire, but he's caught in the follow-through there by Gary Caldwell.
Invariably is the way when things go wrong for a club, and I suppose goes into the mix with Celtic slipping up against Barcelona, and the manner of their performance for big parts of the match. But Gary Caldwell, who has been a regular at the back, seems to have come in for more criticism than most after the 2-legged defeat. McManus away. Severin, captain to captain. And this is Jeffrey Dervisha, one of the 2 Dutchmen in the starting lineup here. Maguire, Severin. Dervisha. Celtic's Dutchman have earned a snow. It's it back to Darren O'Dea. And McDonald can't control. We've touched on Aberdeen's inconsistency, but 6 defeats in the last 8 games. No wins. Not the sort of form they'd want to bring into this one, but no better time to turn it around. Here's Ricky Foster. With movement again by the lively Maguire. Here's Jamie Smith to take on Hartley. Scooped away by Caldwell, only as far as Scott Severin. Chink ball in, looking for Miller. Out comes Boruc. And he got there firstly, Miller.
That just about sums up the Aberdeen effort so far. They've contested absolutely everything. Boruc looked favourite, Miller wouldn't give it up.
1 Long throw by Severin, Miller the target, Hinkle's touch, and McGeady back there to sweep clear for the cup holders. Nakamura. Tuzani trying to get there ahead of Evander Snow, runs through for Miller here. McGeady doing the defensive side of his role, and with the help of Snow looking to turn it into attack, but the door closed again by Aberdeen. Like Davey was saying, they're doing some wonderful industrious pressing. Blocked off by Hinkle there, Smith, and a free kick. Calm down, says Charlie Richmond.
I'm not convinced that Andrew Hinkle could really get out of the way here. Jamie Smith just nicks it round him. I think it's unintentional. It's certainly a free kick. And once again, Aberdeen will send Diamond and Considine up.
Dervisha will take it. And the elements in position here for Aberdeen, apart from the delivery they were looking for from the Dutchman. Mabry, the loan signing from Leicester City. Hinkle waited for it, Severin certainly didn't. Now Dervisha. Mabry. We'll have a little touch on from Miller. Here's Maguire. Diamond has stayed forward in the middle. Away by Caldwell. Back in by Smith. And Hartley clears for Celtic, who are under pressure here. Long-range effort. That's deflected off McManus. Might turn out nicely for Miller, but that's Caldwell to clear this time. Plenty of reasons for the Pittodrie crowd to be cheerful so far.
Well, if Celtic had any doubts at all about what they might face here today, they certainly know they're in for a long afternoon. Aberdeen well up for it.
Diamond, who's staying forward whenever he's given the opportunity, wouldn't stick with Miller. Now McGeady. You know exactly what he's capable of after that super show here a couple of weeks ago. Singled out for special attention by the Barcelona defenders. He has come to expect that week in, week out, hasn't he, Aidan McGeady? Most people's vote for player of the season in Scotland. Gordon Strachan hoping that this is not the day that he tastes defeat as Celtic manager for the first time to Aberdeen. Severin. Miller the target, got there ahead of Caldwell. Now Maguire.
I think he had to take it on. Paul Hartley does well here to apply a little bit of pressure, but the moment it sat up on Maguire's right side, he was certainly going to get the shot away. Hartley does well here just to lean in. Put enough pressure on that Maguire wasn't going to get it all his own way. But it's a good mix Aberdeen have up front. Miller will win his share in the air, and this little fella will play either side of him.
Considine couldn't keep hold of it. McDonald finds McGeady. Mabry tested, joined by Dervisha. Whipped in by McGeady. Now Maguire. O'D. McGeady. Already, it's been a strange sporting weekend. The weather here in Aberdeen certainly falls into that category. Gorgeous sunny afternoon here on the banks of the North Sea. Different surroundings from those which Celtic had in midweek on the coast of the Mediterranean. Here's Smith, chance for him to run at this Celtic defence. It's 3-on-3.
Just needed a little bit more composure there, Chris Maguire, because he had plenty of support. Had he taken the ball in, just in a little bit too much of a hurry there to play the pass.
Snow. Celtic significantly without Scott Brown in the heart of their midfield. Another suspension for him, and his card count this season has led to suspensions both in the Champions League, of course, where he missed the first leg against Barcelona, and now in the Scottish Cup. 1990, the last time that Aberdeen made it beyond this stage. And they went all the way to the final when, as we saw in the build-up to the game, they were beaten on penalties. Free kick here that OD will take for Celtic. Considine dealt well with the threat of Venegor of Hesseling that time. Nakamura. Hinkle. Here's Van der Snow. Leaves Severin in his wake. Runs into plenty of traffic in the red of Aberdeen. OD. McGeady. Irish connection down the left for Celtic.
Good protection there from Divisha. I don't think we'll see him get forward too often today. He'd been more concerned with protecting Alan Mabry, making sure that he's not left one-on-one with McGeady. And that's the problem. I suppose it's a compliment these days to Aidan McGeady. Just about every time he does get the ball, he has two defenders go side of him. Gives him a lot of work to do.
Miller hoping Maguire was a little closer to it. In truth, it was running away from the teenager. Scoring goals not such a problem for Aberdeen recently as conceding them. You look back since that win against Hamilton, which was their last clean sheet, 26 goals conceded in their last 8 games, including the 5 out in Munich, 5 here against Celtic. He's tinkered with the defences and the formations, Jimmy Calderwood, to try and stop the run. So certainly in today's selection, pretty much fully dictated by injury. Tuzani. Divisha.
It's just a
space that.
Well, he does. He's actually got time to take it down, but it's a fraction too high for Jamie Smith to nurse it on his chest there. But he gets inside Hinkle, lost Hinkle completely at the back post.
Here is the German. Nakamura and McDonald. Nakamura looking for Venegor of Hesseling. That's turned out nicely as it's come through to Aidan McGeady. 2 for company again for Aidan McGeady. That has the tricks to open the door. McDonald offside. But even 2 for company can't stop the threat of Aidan McGeady.
No, McGeady did brilliantly. He is forced back onto his right side, but look how quickly he gets it in. And Scott McDonald's starting position was a couple of yards offside, trying to get himself on as it came in.
Well, it levels it up, doesn't it? Both sides having goals ruled out for offside. Miller's early effort and now Scott McDonald. A little too physical there as he tried to snuff out the threat of Lee Miller. Miller looking for the goal today that would take him to the first Aberdeen player this season into double figures. Shared the goals around a bit, but no one, like for example Scott McDonald for Celtic, streaking away at the top of their goal-scoring charts. Chance for McDonald here to make an impact down the left for Celtic, and they're pouring forward. Venegor of Hesseling goes down off the ball. Here's Snow. Nakamura. Shunsuke Nakamura, they don't know what to do.
Well, that all came from Aberdeen's free kick. I don't know why they took it short. Instead of knocking it diagonal into the back post, they try to take it short. All of a sudden, they're on the back foot. And Nakamura, who I said is pretty decent on his right side, we certainly feel he should be doing better. Made at least a yard on Foster there. And doesn't really get his foot through it at all.
One of the scorers here in that 5-1 win, Shunsuke Nakamura. Miller winning his fair share in the air against all the Celtic defenders. OD. Severin. Should be Stephen McManus's, and enlist the help of his goalkeeper. Severin looking for Smith. Nakamura. McDonald. Vennegoor of Hesseling. Celtic just starting to see more of the ball after a very lively start from the home side. Here's Snow. Hinkle getting forward. Deflected cross from McDonald. Back off the post. Luck on Aberdeen's side that time, but Vennegoor of Hesseling sees it away by Suter. No way through this time for the cup holders.
It's the first time in the match that Celtic have managed to get Hinkle into the last third of the pitch. It's a poor cross, but it's set up beautifully from McDonald.
Division now, as Aberdeen look to put a bit of pressure of their own on. Smith. Good block by Hinkle. It'll come to McGeady. Snow. Down goes the Dutchman. Here's De Vischer. Movement by Miller. De Vischer wants to take it on his own.
I think the deflection from Paul Hartley took most of the pace off the ball. They're not really a problem for Boris.
Darmot. Well, they know that they're going to need a certain element of luck and good fortune. Aberdeen have had to get the better of Celtic here and used up a certain slice of it with McDonald's effort against the post and Vennegoor of Hesseling's header saved.
Well, he got lucky here because this is a poor cross from Hinkle, but it's sat up beautifully from McDonald. I think Suter gets something on it, and he's up very quickly, readjusting his position, and he got his angle spot on to save the header.
He's keeping Jamie Langfield out of the side at the moment, Derek Suter. Example there of why. This is his fourth consecutive start in all competitions since they were pillaged in Munich. Snow. Nakamura. Hinkle. McDonald. O'D.
Well, Aberdeen have Derek Suter to thank. I think we'll see this as a very decent save here. McDonald at full stretch here, and Suter gets enough of his left foot on it. Otherwise McDonald's scoring, and he's up very quickly, the goalkeeper. Good strong hand to beat it away. And Suter makes himself as big as possible here. And it's outside of his left foot that makes the save.
Well, since he's come back into the side, he's conceded 7 goals in those 3 games, and that despite saving a couple of penalties, saved one last week from Chris Boyd, but a Rangers man followed up from the rebound. Saved one here against Motherwell, given away by Zander Diamond, but all in vain as they only ended up with a point. De Vischer. Tudzani finds Mabry. Mabry goes low. Miller, Maguire. Offside flag up anyway against Aberdeen.
I think it's given against Lee Miller, just trying to adjust his position and get across the front of Steve McManus as the ball came in. Steve McManus just holds his line, does well. He knows his fullbacks aren't caught in, they're ahead of him.
More live football follows this Scottish Cup action. It's from the Premier League. Wigan against Arsenal. What a week they've had. They go to the JJB, see it live on Super Sunday from 3 o'clock. Follows this match. Severin. De Vischer. Maguire. Jeffrey De Vischer. Karin Tudzani. Over the head of Miller it went. Hinkle caught in 2 minds. Looked to be playing a risky game, but in the end it's fairly comfortable for the men from the east end of Glasgow. Jamie Smith. Severin just losing his balance as he went to play that one in behind.
side sharing the chances so far, and I've got to say it's been a good Open Cup tie. Celtic certainly not getting it all their own way.
Hinkle. McDonald. Considine stood up well. Suter to the rescue again. Caldwell. Miller. Exceptionally well there, Lee Miller. The dish up. That's on the end of his ball. Maguire, the only Aberdeen player anywhere near the Celtic box.
It's the surface again. All sat up as he tried to knock it into Maguire. We'll see quite a few more of them as the afternoon wears on. This pitch starting to scuff up pretty badly already.
Grass on the pitch, few and far between. Largely gives the impression of rolled mud in large areas of it. Relaid it a couple of seasons ago here as well, at large expense, but the winter this year seems to have taken its toll. McDonald. Routine for Celtic so far in their cup defence. 8 goals scored, just 1 conceded as they saw off Sterling and Kilmarnock. Maguire feeling the full effect of that challenge.
Well, Charlie Richmond has to stop the game because it's a head injury, but I'm not convinced he's given the free kick. It's accidental in any case in Gary Caldwell's part. He certainly took a sore one, Chris Maguire. It's helped on by Lee Miller. I don't think there's any intent at all, certainly no malice in the challenge from Gary Caldwell.
And in the team selection today, Jimmy Calder would have to take a few gambles, but pushing Chris Maguire up front, a position he's familiar with, but also including Jamie Smith in midfield, who's had those hamstring problems. Hasn't played since January. It's been 9 matches in total he's been out. I'm not so sure, Davey, he's going to last too much longer here.
Yeah, it looks as if he's struggling. I don't think Jamie Smith would have gone the 90 minutes anyway, Bill, but there'll certainly be disappointment if it is a hamstring that he's going to be out. He's missed so much of the season already. The last thing that Jimmy Calder would need is to lose him again.
I mentioned earlier how his goals have been so important to Aberdeen's progress in the cup, particularly in that original tie and replay against Falkirk, but his afternoon comes to an end, and Sonny Aluko, who has provided plenty of excitement, goal scorer here, and that 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich. But for Smith, the main concern will be that it's not a recurrence that's going to lead to another long spell on the treatment table. The hope here at Pittodrie, it's just precautionary. Miller looking to combine with Maguire. And they've got that right, Aberdeen. It's caused Celtic problems.
Yeah, good defending by Gary Caldwell. Gary Caldwell anticipating that Miller was going to win the first ball. Made sure he was goal side of Maguire.
More often than not this afternoon he has, hasn't he, Lee Miller? Here's Nakamura now. Foster. Severin comes off Nakamura and spins away for a throw to Aberdeen in the corner. Aluko. Miller. Tuzani. Good pressing by Celtic. Considine digs it out. This time Caldwell does rise higher than Lee Miller. Aluko. Tuzani in against Snow. Good full-blooded stuff there in the centre of the park. Venegor of Hesselink has missed it. Diamond has not. In comes Paul Hartley to try and break it up. Aberdeen come away with it. Mabry. Gordon Strachan and Celtic will be setting their sights on returning to the Champions League and bettering their 2 consecutive last 16 places. Knocked out last season by AC Milan, this year by Barcelona. But for Aberdeen, if they can get past Celtic here, the route to Europe really opens up. The finalists still this year qualifying for Europe, even if they end up as losers. Queen of the South, although certainly not an easy game, certainly one that Aberdeen would fancy getting something off if they can get beyond here. A big hurdle. They're giving it a good go. Miller, time to turn.
Well, he's allowed to drop off, and there's an argument here between Stephen McManus and Gary Caldwell. Miller just drops off Caldwell, and he shouldn't be getting that time to get turned and get his head up. Gary Caldwell looks at Stephen McManus, but I think it's Caldwell's responsibility to get tighter there.
Champions League aside, not too much has gone wrong for them at the back recently. Just 4 goals conceded in their last 12 domestic matches, Celtic. Considine. McDonald right on his shoulder. Celtic come here to Pittodrie with the best away record in the SPL, 6 wins in their last 7 games. 40 goals they've scored on the road this season, 11 of them on this ground. So the opening 35 minutes, we've seen them hit the post and force a couple of saves from Derek Suter, but not find the breakthrough just yet. McGeady. Communication breakdown.
Well, I think he was looking for Venegor of Hesselink to break into the corner. I don't think it was Aidan McGeady he was looking for. Having a problem at the moment, Celtic, in getting this man into the game. His starting position is much higher, as you would imagine it would be, than it was in the new camp. He's getting far higher up the pitch today. But so far, De Visser has protected Mabry pretty well. Choked off the supply.
Balancing act they've got to find here, Aberdeen, isn't it, if they're going to prevail here and get through to the semi-finals. Stop Celtic from scoring at the same time. Provide enough of a threat in attack to trouble Artur Boruc in the Celtic goal. Snow. And you look at the 2 men in wide positions for Celtic as well. Nakamura, the reigning player of the year, as Hartley picks it up from Venegor of Hesselink. Comes off Sander Diamond for a Celtic corner.
Well, of the 2 Celtic central midfield players, Paul Hartley's the one who'll break on. Snow's much happier sitting with the game in front of him, but Hartley will do this. This is the type of run he was making when he was at Hearts. A lot of people still think that's his best position as a supporting midfield player.
Tends to play a more conservative role these days for club and for country as well. Celtic corner, Shunsuke Nakamura. Dealt with relatively comfortably. Hinkle. Evander Snow. Clever turn away from his compatriot. McDonald. Such a tricky customer, trying to flick it beyond Mabry. More solid defending by Aberdeen, but the Guidi's popped up on this right side now. Couldn't pick his pass. Aluko. Ricky Foster. Good ball to find Tuzani, who collects it neatly and finds Maguire. Severin. Mabry. Promising build-up. Can they find the end product here, Aberdeen? Maguire. Nakamura back there doing some defending, and advantage played because the foul was on the Japanese international. McGeady. Turning into a good cup tie, this one. Hinkle. Blocked by Severin. McGeady couldn't get hold of it. Miller can for Aberdeen. Maguire.
Needs help here.
Well, he takes it on all on his own, and taken a little bit of a deflection on the way through. In truth, David, it was his only option,
yeah,
wasn't it?
it's all he could do. Hardly a red jersey up in support there. Lee Miller trying to get up alongside him eventually, but by that time he'd made up his mind to pull the trigger.
And trying the double act themselves, Celtic, which has worked so well for Aberdeen. The Miller-Maguire one, Venegor of Hesselink and McDonald, thwarted by a flag this time, though. Maybury. Let's see McDonald under the corner of his eye. Knew there was no way back. It's a compliment to the way that Aberdeen have dealt with the threat that McGeady and Nakamura have swapped sides. There is Nakamura. To Ricky Foster and the substitute of Luko in front of him to try and shackle Nakamura down Celtic's right, but it's free kick for them on the left.
I did well to win it, Scott McDonald. Great feet. 2 against 1 out in the touchline. Look how quick he moved the ball here.
Took the bait, didn't he, Jeffrey the Bishop? And taking the free kick is Shunsuke Nakamura. The boys are up from the back. O'D, McManus, Caldwell as well at the far post. Not to mention Jan Venegor of Hesselink. Sander Diamond trying to get Aberdeen to hold a good high line. Nakamura's delivery again disappoints, though. Hasn't been at his best from that sort of position so far. Few groans from the Celtic supporters below us as we approach the last 5 minutes of this first half. Venegor of Hesselink. Snow. Nakamura. In the Aberdeen sunshine. O'D. Nakamura. A little give and go. O'D's cross! Back off the post. McDonald couldn't get there, and twice the woodworkers come to Aberdeen's rescue.
Well, it's a terrific piece of football, and you won't find a better cross anywhere than the one that slung in here by O'D. Very good of Hesselink across the front there of Considine, and McDonald desperately unlucky. He's in exactly where you'd expect him to be, sniffing it in the middle of the 6-yard box, and at full stretch you can't get anything on it. What a good ball in from the full-back O'D. Venegor of Hesselink does brilliantly to get across the front of Considine. And McDonald a fraction out.
Well, they might well have seen the highlights yesterday from Old Trafford when Manchester United enjoyed chance after chance, but somehow couldn't find the breakthrough. It hasn't quite been that emphatic by Celtic yet, but 2 really meaningful attacks and combination of good goalkeeping and good luck has kept the scoreline level. Considine. McGeady. Snow. McDonald. Celtic looking for the breakthrough before the break. O'D, another one of those crosses. Snow misses it this time.
Well, this time it's Hartley who sits and Snow gets himself into the box. And it's another terrific ball in. The same player, Darren O'D, couldn't ask for a better cross. And Snow, who might have been better allowing this to go across his body and taking it with the inside of his right foot. Always difficult to take it with the body closed. Can't get anything on it.
Well, if Celtic supporters were worried about missing the crossing threat of Lee Naylor, who was taken ill just before the game down that left. OD has stepped up to the plate beautifully in these last couple of minutes. Divisha beyond Snow. Asking too much of Maguire. Snow was caught late by Mabry, and according to Charlie Richmond.
Yeah, he's high. I think at this stage Jimmy Calderwood would take the half-time whistle right now. Celtic starting to move up through the gears after a difficult start for the cup holders.
Hartley. Good cutback for Hinkle. Must have been tempted to take the shot, but tried to lay it on a plate for someone else. Divisha wasn't sure where that had gone as it bounced off his head. And away by Maguire. Aberdeen looking for some sort of respite here. Still a couple of minutes away, the half-time whistle. McDonald. Jeffrey Divisha. Good battle there between Miller and Caldwell. Referee feeling it was 6 of one, half a dozen of another, and has allowed play to go on. McGeady, first chance for him to get one-on-one against Foster. He's found McDonald. Good block there by Sander Diamond. McGeady not allowed to get it in by Foster. Sonny Aluko doesn't want to dither there for too long. Dangerous ball back, in goes Venegor of Hesseling. Out comes Suter, and it was the goalkeeper who prevailed again.
Oh, I don't know what the 19-year-old is thinking about there. Any pass but that pass. And he's so light with it.
Down goes Hinkle under pressure from Divisha, and the pressure is on Aberdeen here.
Well, Suter did well. Had to be out very quickly here because he wasn't favourite when it was knocked back.
To added time at the end of this first half. 1 minute for Aberdeen to see it through to the break. Hinkle. Diamond rose well, so do Nakamura. Just a free kick as Considine stood strong.
Yeah, did really well. Body strength to see it out. I don't think Derek Suter should be in any hurry at all to take this goal kick. Jimmy Calderwood would take them in right now, get them sat down. And a difficult back end of the first half here for Aberdeen.
We'll be pretty pleased though, all in all, Jimmy Calderwood. They started the game very well, had the ball in the back of the Celtic net, ruled out for offside. Celtic then repaid that particular statistic by Scott McDonald being in an offside position when putting it through, but since then the chances have been all Celtics as they've stepped it up towards the half-time whistle. Sonny Aluko. His heart, I'm sure, will still be beating a little faster after that let-off. The last time they were here, Celtic in the SPL, they were 3-0 up by half-time, not having it their own way here, though. Gordon Strachan knows he's got a battle on his hands to make it through to the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup in the defence of the trophy, but he's been up against a solid piece of goalkeeping in Derek Suter, who has repelled Celtic time after time. Half-time then at Pittodrie, Aberdeen 0, Celtic 0.
Bill, thanks very much. 0-0 then at Pittodrie, as Bill says. In a moment, the thoughts of Charlie Nicholas. But who is going to make it to the semi-final of the Scottish Cup? Who will make the breakthrough? Plenty of near things but no goals. Who wants it most? We're about to find out. We're back after this.
Well, 1 minute for Aberdeen to see it through to the break. Hinkle. Diamond rose well, so do Nakamura. Just a free kick as Considine stood strong. 1 minute for Aberdeen to see it through to the break. Hinkle. Diamond rose well, so do Nakamura. 1 minute for Aberdeen to see it through to the break. Hinkle.
with the pressure mounting at the top.
Questions being asked of Arsenal.
The Gunners have a chance to extend their lead against Wigan. Ford Super Sunday, today 3 p.m, Sky Sports 1 and HD1.
More is knowing your home is more than just bricks and mortar. Which is why we now give you free home contents cover of up to £75,000 when you buy our buildings insurance. Stay with us, and unless you claim, it's free for the life of your buildings policy. So you can just relax and enjoy your home. More than. We do more.
If you're a keen saver and want to maximise your tax-free savings, here's an idea from Abby. Super ISA. Earn 10% tax-free on our instant access cash ISA when you put the same amount in our fixed-term guaranteed growth plan, an investment that keeps your capital safe. Call 0800 80 80 80. Abby. More ideas for your money.
The more special something is, the more we want to protect it. So we have locked the power into our new wrapper-free finish Maxim 1. So time after time, load after load, you are guaranteed the diamond standard of perfection. New Maxim 1 from Finish. The diamond standard.
Mood swing? Mode swing. By just a touch. New from LG, the KF600.
So, she's got the house, the car, the lot.
You're gonna get yourself online, mate. Find someone else. Listen, Tiscali are doing their best ever broadband deal at the moment. Up to 8 meg superfast broadband, a free wireless router, and weekend calls to UK and top international destinations. All for just $6.49 a month.
My friend really fancies you.
Unbelievable.
I know. Broadband for $6.49.
For superfast broadband from just $6.49, call Tiscali now on 0800 107 9000.
Monday Night Live. Promotion hopefuls Chesterfield take on Paulings' title-chasing MK Dons.
Go for goal! Absolute stunner!
Tomorrow, 7:30 with Sky Bet, Sky Sports 1 and HD1.
You are not going to believe what's just happened.
I know, look, 2 pens in the first 5 minutes.
Sky Bet. It matters more when there's money on it.
Champions League action coming your way on Tuesday. Liverpool take a 2-0 lead from the first leg to Milan to face Inter. 7:30, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. And then on Friday, the draw for the quarter-finals and the semi-finals of the Champions League. And that is unmissable. 11:30 in the morning on Sky Sports News. Really, really looking forward to that draw, I can tell you. Meantime, it's Pittodrie this Sunday afternoon. It's Aberdeen and it's a Cup quarter-final, the Scottish Cup, of course. It's Aberdeen against Celtic and it's goalless as things stand. Charlie Nicholas is with me. Charlie, you played for both. How do you think both are doing in this Cup tie?
I think the happier team will be Aberdeen. Level at half-time, they started brightly. They did the same in the league game and they missed a couple of opportunities. Gave Celtic problems, but all the best chances have came Celtic's way because the balance of talent is definitely advantage Celtic. Snow's done okay today. He's a decent passer with the ball. He's not always known for his running power, as Davy Proben pinpointed. It gets a little deflection from the cross from Hinkle. He's sharp, McDonald. It touches the leg of Suter. And then he's got to get angle on that Hesselink for the header or get it down into the corner.
But Suter did well, didn't he?
He did. It's you know, keepers, as long as you're keeping that out of the net, and the leg does on this occasion, he probably could catch it, but because his angles are all over the place by the first save, he's reacted and pushed it away. But it was a good opportunity. I thought especially for Hesselink to maybe steer that down into the corner for Celtic.
He was pretty involved, Hesselink, in that first 45 minutes. He had another chance after that, Charlie. Should he have put this in?
Well, I would have to compliment him on this one, because what he does, the build-up's good, but watch him get across diamond. The run is good, it's perfectly timed. What I did think though, Jim, when it came back off the post, you watch a header, it's a beautiful cross from O'Day. Header's great, it hits the hand post. I just wondered if Scott McDonald could have threw himself at that with his head. He might slightly be off balance, but I thought it was a real good opportunity. It was a good header, but a great cross from O'Day.
What about Snow? He gets himself in the box. I mean, as you say, he plays centre forward for the Dutch under-21s.
He does, and he starts the move. He's a link-up pass to McDonald. Again, it's a lovely cross from Darren O'Day. What it proves to me is he's not got much of a left foot. It's a lovely angled cross with pace and dip on it. There's no one tracked him. He's got in far too easy for Jimmy Calderwood's liking. But it was another great opportunity for Celtic. That's why Aberdeen at 0-0 are thinking to himself, we played okay, but Celtic could have had 2 or 3 goals in at half-time.
So as you say, Aberdeen must be thinking, well, we've survived.
Yes.
You know, at times it looked dodgy, keeping them out, but we've survived, so they're still in it.
Well, they're more than still in it. I mean, they're more than capable of upsetting Celtic, but the thing is, they need to get back in the front foot. If Celtic dominate possession, it's a matter of time before Celtic score.
OK, well, it's a cup. As we say, it's a quarter-final. He's enjoying it. Up in the northeast of Scotland today, the Dons fans hoping that they can make the semi-final draw. We shall see. Aberdeen Celtic, the second half is next.
Mood swing? Mode swing. By just a touch. New from LG, the KF600.
I need new glasses, but how can I afford them?
Hey, just say.
How can I keep up with their dental checkups?
Hey, just say.
And what if his back treatment gets expensive?
Hey, just say.
To help pay for checkups, treatment and emergencies.
Hey, just say.
HSA. Health plans, simple, affordable.
At the Carphone Warehouse, laptops are free. Just join AOL Broadband Wireless Plus with its built-in security and free phone support. And get a free laptop that's yours to keep forever. It's perfect for going online upstairs, downstairs, or even in the garden. So call 0800 444 444. Go online or visit any of our stores before the free laptops get away.
More is making you feel valued. That's why we now welcome all our new car insurance customers with 1 month's free insurance in the first year, and then 2 months free insurance in the second year, and every year after that, unless you claim. And that means lots more happy drivers. More than. We do more.
In a real Italian pizzeria, the pizza has rich toppings and a crispy thin base in a wide range of flavors. And that's exactly how Pizza Ristoranti is. Wherever you are, Ristoranti, the pizzeria taste. Ristoranti by Dr. Oetker.
People think life in California is one big vacation, but it's really a lot of work.
We have board meetings.
Board meetings!
Lots of board meetings.
We're always playing catch-up.
We're really just a bunch of pencil pushers.
We work with some real characters.
We're always working weekends.
We burn the midnight oil.
Hey, it's a dirty job.
But someone's got to do it. So if California seems like your kind of work...
We've got one question.
When can you start?
California. Find yourself here.
Dental experts are telling us the enamel on your teeth gets worn away because your teeth are exposed to an acidic environment. Juices, carbonated drinks, even fresh fruit. You probably wouldn't notice. The dentist can see there's a thinning of the enamel. There's things we can do. Carry on eating a good range of foods. Go and have a conversation with your dentist. Sensodyne Pro helps re-harden the enamel, specifically designed to help protect your teeth from acid erosion.
At Orange, we know that everyone is different. That's why we give our customers the freedom to choose between 4p monthly phone packages. Canary, raccoon, panther, and dolphin. From unlimited calls to unlimited texts, we have a plan to suit you.
Introducing Friends to Sky TV is so rewarding. Your friends can enjoy the same great choice as you do, with everything from brand new Lost and inspirational documentaries to action-packed sport, incredible movies, and more. And we'll reward you and every friend you introduce with £50 of M&S vouchers. You can recommend as many friends as you like, so there's no end to the amount of vouchers you can get. Just get your friends to join Sky by calling 08442 410 101. Offer ends 31st of March.
All right, show's over. That first goal scorer's killed it for me. Ouch, out, come on.
Sky Bet. It matters more when there's money on it.
More live football coming your way today on a busy, busy Sunday on Sky Sports. Wigan Arsenal, 3 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. And on the same channel at 6. To Spain we go, it's Valencia against Deportivo. And then at 8, again on Sky Sports 1, Barcelona against Villarreal. Getting very, very interesting in La Liga. Interesting too at Pittodrie this Sunday afternoon. Aberdeen up against Celtic in the Cup. It's a quarter-final and it's goalless right now. Charlie, you still fancy Celtic to get there in the end?
Yeah, well, I think you could see with the first period of the game, first half, that the first 15-20 minutes, the energy levels, the high tempo levels of Aberdeen was causing Celtic some problems. Not too many chances, an offside, disallowed offside goal, quite rightly. The linesman got that right. But then Celtic started to press and push them. And the worry for, when Jamie Smith went off and Aluko came on, you just felt as if they've gone too deep and they're not getting quick enough support to Miller and Maguire up front because they're pacey, they're giving them problems. But they've not offered a lot down the left-hand side for Aberdeen. They've got to get Aluko pushed further forward. On the other hand, Celtic have got Hartley running off the ball, even Snow towards the end. So it's still advantage Celtic for me because there'll be chances for both teams. You just think more quality is in McGeady today.
Well, Charlie, Jimmy Calderwood must be reasonably happy because no changes for Aberdeen. Would you expect that?
Yeah, I would. I expected both teams to be exactly the same.
No changes Celtic either?
No, I wouldn't expect that. I think they'll be reasonably happy, Celtic, that after the first 15 minutes have settled down. McDonald's is always liable to give you something. They've got changes that they can make on the bench, and I think a set piece could be important. But I still think that McGeady, when he goes to the left side, causes a lot of problems for Aberdeen, and he is still the potential match winner on this game for me, but it's very tight.
It's a cup tie, there to be won. Who will do it, Aberdeen or Celtic? We're about to find out. Let's get to the second half at Pittodrie and rejoin Davy and Bill.
Thanks, Jim. Well, Aberdeen wins over Celtic. Don't come around very often. You have to go back 3.5 years for the last time in any competition that Aberdeen got the better of the men from the East End of Glasgow. That was a win at Celtic Park. Darren Mackey injured among the scorers that day. Martin O'Neill in charge of Celtic. The last time that Aberdeen beat Celtic in this competition, the last time they won it, back on penalties in 1990. So a little bit of cup history potentially in the making for Aberdeen if they can pull off the improbable, but by no means the impossible. They start as they started the match on level terms. Just the one change made by either side so far, and that was due to the recurrence of Jamie Smith's hamstring problem. So Sonny Aluko came on. And both sides starting this second half as they finished the first. In terms of pattern of play, it was very much all Celtic towards the end of that first period. They'll be looking to pick up where they left off. Vinagorov Hesseling bearing down on Andrew Considine. He's given it straight to Hartley. Now Nakamura. Aluko got back on loan from Birmingham City. Good lead there by Scott Severin. And Caldwell. Aluko. Interesting to see how Aberdeen start this second half. They were very strong on the front foot at the start of the first.
I think that's the area of the pitch they have to get Aluko into. You know, I often make the point about Aidan McGeady. They have to, you know, if you're a wide player, it's all down to your starting position. The higher up the pitch you're getting the ball, the better. And Aluko is certainly of that type. He needs it high up the pitch.
Launched in, it's fallen to the feet of Maguire. No space to turn though for Chris Maguire.
I don't think he expected Miller to win that. Beautifully helped on.
Back in by Severin. Darman's in there, but diverts it wide.
Well, Lee Miller get a lovely little glance. He's won his fair share in there this afternoon, Lee Miller. He just helped it into the 6-yard box. Maguire's first touch wasn't the best. To be fair to Stephen McManus, he's well positioned. But Miller does well. Comes late, in between Hinkle and Caldwell. I'm not convinced Maguire would have got any joy anyway with Stephen McManus so well positioned.
It's a useful weapon for Aberdeen, isn't it? That long throw from captain Scott Severin. Nakamura. Closed down by Tuzani, but Hartley a licence to get forward and try and find Vinagorov Hesseling. Another good ball in. Another escape for Aberdeen, really.
I shouldn't be coming across the goal, though. Scott Severin has to do better to stop the cross coming in.
Miller. Davisha. McManus out strongly. Too strongly, in fact. He's given the free kick here, Charlie Richmond, for that McManus challenge.
I think if Scott Severin, and he matches the run of Hartley into the corner, it's the challenge that has seen the game stop. But previous to that, I think Scott Severin has to do more to stop the cross coming into the box.
And here he is now over the ball, Scott Severin. See that the wind is getting up a little bit. Element of unpredictability added to the flight of the ball as it whips in off the North Sea. Well, Davisha will take it away by Evander Snow. Quality of the set pieces from that sort of position from both sides hasn't been as good as the managers might like it. Darman stayed forward, gets the touch on, away by McManus. Davisha. Snow too strong for Jeffrey Davisha. Back comes Lee Miller. And a free kick against the Dutchman. But looking to raise the tempo a little bit. Davisha trying to find Miller, only finding McManus. Sonny Aluko. Ricky Foster. Miller, Maguire. It's a good little spell this for Aberdeen. Maguire, Aluko. Miller manoeuvres himself into a position in the centre, but Aluko can't outfox Hinkle.
It's now and again the Aberdeen front players are getting a lot of licence to drop off it and get it into feet. On that occasion it was Chris Maguire. Earlier on in the match it was Lee Miller. Gary Caldwell at times is reluctant to go all the way when they drop off.
And the last Severin throw caused problems. Here comes another. Not by Venegor of Hesselink this time. Arman trying to divert it goalwards. Mabry. De Vischer, signed last summer from Dutch football. Nakamura. O'D, I've seen some beautiful crosses from Darren O'D in the first half. Goes shorter this time. Aidan McGeady in space. That can so often spell danger. Not this time though for Aberdeen. Good steal there by Hinkle. Immediately looks for Scott McDonald, who's in space. McDonald! Yet again, it's the woodwork that rescues Aberdeen.
I think he's given offside anyway, Bill. Couldn't have been much in it because Scott McDonald's looking across the line here as it's played. Yeah, he's a yard. Xander Diamond deepest for Aberdeen. Determined to get it down into the ground, Scott McDonald. But it was all down to Lee Miller who lost the ball just inside the Aberdeen half of the pitch. This is the previous effort for Venegor of Hesselink. I think Scott Severin, who's well positioned, should make sure this doesn't come into the box. It actually goes through his legs. And Xander Diamond gets fortunate because he loses Venegor of Hesselink.
Well, McDonald, courtesy of a good save from Suter, saw his effort diverted onto the post in the first half. Venegor of Hesselink headed against the post, and that although ruled out for offside in the end. Third time they struck the woodwork. Here's Aidan McGeady, has the beating of Mabry. Sailed up beautifully for Venegor of Hesselink. Well, it was carved out so well, and you'd expect him to finish that.
I think he's got to score there. First time McGeady's done it, what he does best, beating fullbacks and getting that kind of cross, and it's a wonderful ball. Venegor of Hesselink is up really early, and he looks favourite to score. I don't know how he doesn't get that down onto the target.
3 goals in his last 6 games, a good record against Aberdeen as well. Tends to score against them more often than not. Still a long way to go, just over 6 minutes into this second half, but every chance that goes begging might just see a little bit of belief grow for Aberdeen that this might be their day to at least get a replay. Worth reiterating that this is their last chance of achieving anything this season. Already well off the race for European placings in the SPL. Beaten at the semi-final stage so disappointingly by Dundee United in the League Cup. It's all or nothing. Celtic with a real battle on their hands. Such a different scenario from some 12 months ago when they were 19 points clear of Rangers as they took on Inverness at this stage of the Cup. Still trailing Walter Smith's men by 4. They're in action in their 5th round replay against Hibs later on this afternoon. Given away by Hartley, accepted by De Vischer. Maguire. McManus might find himself going into the book here following that challenge earlier on.
Well, it's not a difficult decision for Charlie Richmond, is it? Just gets sucked out to the touchline, Steve McManus. And there's no way Maguire was getting clear, that's for sure. Steve McManus might feel it's worth picking up a booking because Maguire otherwise is breaking into good space there.
Well, he's not one of the Celtic players who would miss the semi-final if they do progress. McDonald, Venegor of Hesselink and McGeady all in that category. Vischer with the resulting free kick.
Poor again. They've squandered so many set pieces, Aberdeen. I can understand why the moving ball is a problem on this surface, but the dead ball shouldn't be.
McGeady. De Vischer will have taken note that a real moment of menace came from when he was isolated one-on-one with Mabry McGeady, and he's stolen it away from De Vischer here. Aidan McGeady. Diamond thought about coming across. Real opportunity here for Celtic to make Aberdeen pay. Venegor of Hesselink, here's Nakamura! Great save by Suter.
It's a wonderful save, and I'll tell you what, he gets De Vischer off the hook. Needlessly given away in the halfway line there by De Vischer. And what a turn Derek Suter did him.
Well, he'd have known Jimmy Calderwood, his goalkeeper, was going to have a special afternoon to keep Celtic at bay. So far, so good in that respect for Derek Suter. Nakamura, who had his head in his hands moments ago, couldn't believe that sweeping Celtic move didn't lead to the opening goal. I won't mind being beaten by brilliance from a Celtic player, but it'll be so disappointing for Aberdeen if they're architects of their own downfall, as they so nearly were there through Jeffrey Derbyshire. Zander Darman took it off a slightly ponderous McDonald, who bit back. Free kick Aberdeen.
I think Scott McDonald is trying to play the ball. Diamond did ever so well to win it initially. There's a fraction out. Scott McDonald is trying to play it.
Darmond, just too high for him. O'Deek and glance it away to McGeady. Celtic fans down below us calling for the introduction of Georgios Samaras, who's fast becoming a favourite at Celtic Park. Came out this week saying he wanted to extend his stay in Glasgow beyond the end of this season. On loan from Manchester City, of course. And certainly, as they do out there from the start, also on the bench, Celtic have many more options than their hosts here. So many attacking players as well missing for Aberdeen. Loveland, Mackie, Nicholson suspended in midfield. All things considered, it's been a fine show so far. Had their nervous moments, but then again they were always going to. Considine, cut out by Hartley. Caldwell looking for Venegor of Hesselink. Great double save in the first half to deny McDonald, and then Venegor of Hesselink from Derek Suter. Probably the pick of the bunch, though, that one from Nakamura. Let's not forget he was out quickly to smother the pull back pass from Sonny Aluko when Venegor of Hesselink might have thought that he could have got the breakthrough just before half-time. A very telling contribution from the man in blue in goal for the Dons today. Snow. Venegor of Hesselink, read by Zander Darmond. Maguire, a touch from Hartley, just diverted it away from the teenage Aberdeen striker. McGeady. Great pressing by Chris Maguire. A sort that lifts the teammate and the crowd.
He's had a good afternoon. I think at times he could show a little bit more composure, but that'll come.
He made his senior debut against Celtic in a rare match where Aberdeen avoided defeat. It was in a 2-2 draw back in September of 2006. Venegor of Hesselink.
Well, very good of Hesselink just to stand his ground there, win the free kick, and even from this deep angle, Nakamura is capable of getting really good action on the ball to throw one in between goalkeeper and last defender. He doesn't have much to beat this afternoon, that's for sure.
Looks better, that one. In towards Scott McDonald. They held firm, though, the Aberdeen defence, and punched away with that right boot of Ricky Foster. Back in again, Tazani's there, Suter comes, Evander Snow says leave it to me, and Suter has his palm stung by a great effort from Snow, but there is no way beyond this man today.
I don't think Evander Snow could have struck it any sweeter than he did here. He catches it absolutely flush. It's a save I suppose you'd expect Suter to make. It's right down his throat, but he got the gloves up quickly. Good strong hands. And what a good afternoon he's having.
Evander Snow, whose goals for Celtic are few and far between, he's only ever scored one. A great chance in the first half and just wrapped his foot around that one. Managora Fasling finds Nakamura. Now McDonald, space for McGeady on the left. If Celtic can work the ball out there. Davisha took the legs of Snow.
He's always wrong side. He's never in a position to make a clean challenge there. Snow with his body between Davisha and the ball. On the edge of range, you never bet against Nakamura, even from this distance. He must be, what, 30-odd yards out here?
And Celtic are in a difficult spot so often. This man provides the answers, Shunsuke Nakamura. Is this another time that he will be able to chalk up a special goal to win a tight game just past the hour mark? Setting his sights here, Shunsuke Nakamura. Going for goal.
I just wondered if you need a wall. You know, when Nakamura's striking from that distance, well, he does see the ball being struck, Derek Suter. He's slightly to the right-hand side of centre, and he does see it struck, and it's important that the keeper does see the movement of the ball the minute it leaves Nakamura's foot.
Snow. Almost left it to each other there, Caldwell and Hartley. Defender took responsibility. McDonald. No foul by Considine. Nakamura. Pinkold. It's great work rate from all these Aberdeen players to try and stifle the extra creativity that Celtic have on show. Just stepped over the line that time, going away a free kick, Aluko. We heard Jimmy Calderwood talk earlier about the efforts of Barnsley against Chelsea yesterday. I'm sure he'll have mentioned that in his team talk to his players, because there are plenty of similarities about the team ethic that is going in here. But a nervous moment here, Davey, by Davisha.
Just can't afford to give the ball away as Davisha does here, because he takes the entire midfield out of the game. And I think it's Foster on the far side who ends up 2 against 1. Nakamura down the outside, and he'll look favoured to score once he gets it out his feet onto his left side. The money would have been on him scoring. Another fine save from Suter.
Aberdeen will be only too aware of the Celtic speciality of scoring late on, and significant goals as well. And you need to ask Inverness Cali Thistle last year about Celtic's playing right till the final whistle. 2 goals in the last couple of minutes ensured that they got through to the semi-final last year.
It's been a terrific contest between Mabry and McGeady. He's only been skinned once, Mabry. Once again he did well there to make sure it wasn't coming in.
Nakamura, the concern from an Aberdeen point of view is that sooner rather than later he's going to get one of these right. Nakamura's corner, kicked out McDonald.
Just remarkable how many Scott McDonald wins in that area against much bigger defenders. So often he wins headers.
A reminder of the Super Sunday action which follows this match. Wigan against Arsenal live from the JJB Stadium. That comes next on the same channel, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Before that, we see out a fascinating cup tie here. Reminder that if scores are level, then it goes to a replay, something that in an ideal world Gordon Strachan will desperately want to avoid, with games coming thick and fast. Desperate fight to keep hold of their SPL title up and coming. Back in SPL action, in fact, on Wednesday night.
I'm just surprised the 2 centre-backs, the 2 Aberdeen centre-backs didn't go up for the free kick, because Lee Miller leaves him with only 1 real target there. In the first half, any free kick at all in the Celtic half, the 2 centre-halves went up.
I'll be very pleased, Jimmy Calderwood, at the performance and the attitude his players have shown here today, after coming for a fair amount of criticism in recent weeks from all quarters. suppose, of the high standards they've set for themselves over the last couple of years. Always perennial top 6 finishers in the top 3 last season, but well off the pace now in the lower reaches of the SPL this time round. Celtic certainly seemed to handle the ball there. Nothing given. Aberdeen play on through Aluko. Maguire. Return for Sonny Aluko. This could be a good moment for Aberdeen.
McManus did well.
McManus, yeah.
Well, I think McManus was going to commit himself to the tackle and just backed off, and I think it's a very good decision. McManus, I think, was going to try and make the challenge and eventually just backed off, did well.
Well over an hour played. Aberdeen prepare to take their first corner. In by De Vischer, good action on the ball. Sander Diamond blocked on the line by Hinkle. Aberdeen appeal that it was over. The closest that the Dons have come.
First time they've won a clean header from a set piece. Celtic have by and large defended them well.
Considine. Diamond again has stayed forward. Scott Severin looking for Diamond or Miller. Boruc gets enough on it. Maguire far wide.
Well, it's Sander Diamond, who has been being picked up by Vennegoor Pesling in this match, but he's totally unmarked here. He's certainly beating Boruc, and Hinkle well positioned. Certainly no question of it being over the line. No handball either.
A textbook set piece from Aberdeen, worked out exactly as they would have wanted, but some textbook goal line defending from the fullback from Germany, Andreas Hinkle. Nakamura to run Ricky Foster. 2 men committed. That's left a little bit of space out there for Celtic. Hinkle on the attack this time. To Zani. Severin giving everything to the cause, the Aberdeen captain. Movement on that Celtic bench. Georgios Samaras, 2 goals in his last 3 games, is going to come on. Scott McDonald brought it down beautifully. Suter came. McDonald fires wide.
Well, he dropped off Sander Diamond. Sander Diamond just lost Scott McDonald here. I don't know what he's thinking about. Sander Diamond facing his own goal. He loses Scott McDonald completely. And Scott McDonald, who I think is about to come off, almost put Celtic ahead. Not convinced Derek Suter saw it being struck. I think he's blinded there by Considine. And he's only a couple of yards wide.
Aluko. Chances continue to come at either end. Celtic with the lion's share of them. Probably the closest we've come to a goal, that header from Sander Diamond, who scored the winner here in the last round against Hamilton. Very different sort of a performance here from Aberdeen that day against the First Division side. Forward he comes again, big Sander Diamond. Launched in by Severin. Hinkle, they can't get it clear. Snow. Foster. Scott Severin. Miller's header. Boruc's claim, and the Aberdeen fans feel that Maguire might have been impeded.
Certainly under pressure at the front post. Lee Miller just got too much trying to help it on. And the frustration of Aidan McGeady, so far not his afternoon.
Another Aberdeen free kick. And this one in a very menacing spot indeed.
I think it was given by the assistant. I'm not convinced Charlie Richmond was going to give that one, but his assistant had the flag up.
Wait for the whistle, says Charlie Richmond as he marches back the Celtic wall. Geoffrey De Vischer, Sonny Aluko, the 2 who will be in the mix to take this one. It's Aluko and it's over.
That's a poor effort. Boruc well right of centre, offers him a big target to his left-hand side. Never any danger there. A young man who lit up the game here against Bayern Munich. He's been out of touch since he came on.
Samaras has put his tracksuit top back on. That substitution on hold for a moment for Celtic. Now comes Arthur Borucs. Alan Mabry, an FA Youth Cup winner during his formative years at Leeds United. Divisha, Mabry, on the fringes at Leicester City this year. That's why he's been allowed to move back to Scottish football. And, challenged by OD, which leads to another Aberdeen free kick.
Yeah, it's certainly a free kick. Miller just steals it. There's a fraction out, OD. This time the centre-backs do go up.
Well, we're into the last quarter of the match. Just under 20 minutes left here, and still nothing between these two sides. Severin. And the goal of Hasselink and Caldwell combined. Here's Aluko now for Aberdeen. And played Sonny Aluko. Michael header away. Oh, drilled back in by Maguire.
Well, we've seen some good crossing, and it's another fine cross from Aluko. Makes half a yard. Little change of pace gets him to the byline. And Steve McManus does well to come from the back post to the central area to attack it.
And yesterday, Coyote Odejai, who scored the winner for Barnsley, hadn't scored in 28 games. He hasn't scored for 36. Chris Maguire. A fizzing effort there, and big cheers from the Celtic fans because Georgios Samaras is going to come on here. Both strikers, Venegorov Hasselink and the top scorer, Scott McDonald, look over, and it is the little man who will be replaced by the Greek.
I've got to say I'm surprised. McDonald has grown stronger as the game has gone on.
No panic buttons pressed by Celtic just yet. This is a situation they're so used to time after time. They find the late goals they need to get the result that they need. He thought it was going to be as easy as his last few visits here this season. 3 visits, 3 comfortable SPL wins. He has been mistaken.
What he is, Bill, you know, we're at a stage in the game where one might be enough for either side. There's very little recovery time now if either side does lose one. And I think Jimmy Calderwood will feel that this is the best chance. He did say to David Tanner that it's always difficult to win at Celtic Park. I think he'll feel that if Aberdeen are going to get through, they'll have to do it today.
It sets it up nicely, doesn't it, for the finale? But either side want the replay. And here comes Mabry, sortie forward for the Aberdeen fullback. Well to keep it alive and find Severin. Here's Maguire. Mabry stayed forward inside that penalty area. Good little combination to find Divisha. Now Alan Mabry stabs it goalwards. Too many Celtic defenders on hand. Sheer weight of numbers snuffs out the threat. But it's been given straight to Sonny Aluko! What a save by Borucs.
I just wonder how much it moved in the air. Eventually, Borucs manages, I think, to get both gloves behind it. But Aluko certainly got his foot through it. And it took a bit of a dip. And Borucs did well to deal with it. And more encouragement for Aberdeen.
The big pole. Make sure that Aberdeen are kept out, for now anyway. That one's swinging right into the Celtic goalmouth. Now, chance for a break. Here's Nakamura. Aluko closed down well. Hunting in packs here, Aberdeen. Maguire. Severin. Terrific piece of covering by Hinkle.
Yeah, it certainly was. It looked as if Severin was going to get a left foot shot in. go quick enough to make up the ground.
It's almost, sorry, David, I was saying, it's almost like they've been listening to what you were saying. They've upped it, looking for this goal. Borrett's away. McGeady wouldn't stick with him. Maguire, foul, free kick Aberdeen.
Well, I think Chris Maguire is clever. He's looking for it. McGeady totally committed, and it's a nice free kick to win here. Perfect range.
In terms of consistent pressure, this is probably Aberdeen's best spell of the match, certainly since the opening 15 minutes or so, and we're now in the last 15. Goalless for a place in the Scottish Cup semi-finals. Sander Darman is forward, among the 5 Aberdeen players in the line there. Scott Severin just hanging off, in by Derbyshire. He goes deep towards the far post, and Hinkle gets the touch away. Not for the first time a vital contribution from the German.
Well, it's a valuable touch because Liam Miller's round the back if he doesn't get anything on it.
Severin sets his sights again. Snow couldn't get there loose. No one can get a telling touch on it. Caldwell dips to clear. All of a sudden it's Celtic struggling to get out, but Georgios Samaras too strong for Foster. Mabry, the other fullback, came across to help out. Now Maguire. Well, it's coming to the boil nicely, isn't it? Strong challenges going in all over the park.
It's been a terrific game. It really has been a smashing game from the first whistle. On a very difficult surface. It really has cracked on. Well, Aberdeen claiming for a penalty here, handball, they reckon, against the Van der Snow. Well, I'll tell you what, his arm is outstretched. It certainly rolled down his left arm. Seen them given for that.
Off he goes, Van der Snow. His first start since October comes to an end, and Massimo Donati, much maligned after his new camp contribution, comes on for the remaining 13 minutes here. Both sides up it to the finish. You just look along that forward line for Celtic. McGeady, Venegor of Hasselink, Nakamura and Samaras. So much attacking talent there. Aberdeen have kept them quiet so far, and they finished the job off. Samaras, you have to feel, must be pushing Venegor of Hasselink close for a starting spot. Still, the Dutchman just has his nose in front in that respect. Up towards Samaras. Considine rose really well. Donati first on the scene. He's given it away though. Derbyshire. Maguire. Derbyshire. Aluko. The teenager trying to get beyond the former Sevilla player. Doing a pretty good job of it. Aberdeen growing with confidence as this match goes on. Scott Severin. Miller, lovely touch. Back from Derbyshire. Oh, it's beautiful. It's 1-0. Jeffrey Derbyshire gives Aberdeen the lead against the cup holders with 12 minutes to go.
That's such a beautiful little exchange on the edge of the box. Gary Caldwell desperately trying to make a challenge here. Lovely little 1-2. Caldwell trying to make a tackle, never getting there. The best bit of football that Aberdeen have produced so far in the match. And boy, do they get the reward. And I can't remember a previous occasion in the match where Derbyshire has found himself in such an advanced position. And when he got in there, boy, did he make it count.
A match on which Aberdeen's season hinged, and they lead through Jeffrey Derbyshire. He scored in the replay here against Falkirk, but that effort eclipses everything he's done for the club so far. This extraordinary sporting weekend looks like it's going to continue up here in the northeast of Scotland. Upset after upset, and Aberdeen within touching distance of their first semi-final in 8 years.
Oh, he knows there's a lot of football left in this game though, Bill. The one team he would not bet against late in the game is Celtic.
Miller. And you certainly wouldn't begrudge Aberdeen the lead. They have given absolutely everything to try and get beyond this mighty hurdle put in front of them by Celtic. Worth reminding you, though, to cast your minds back 12 months when in a similar part of the country up here in the north of Scotland, Aberdeen and Celtic, I should say, trailed going into the last 10 minutes of the match to Inverness Cali last year. They somehow turned it around, not even a replay required. They won the match late on in stoppage time, and they will not stop fighting right till the death. McGeady. Nakamura. Hartley. Oh, back off the post. Paul Hartley hit that so well. And that the fourth time that Celtic have hit the woodwork.
Well, he got it away so early. Very little backlift here in the right foot of Paul Hartley. And on that occasion, Suter wasn't getting there.
OD in towards Venegor of Hasselink. Away by Miller. Still full of running, Chris Maguire. As they try and shut up shop at the back here, Aberdeen. A side that have conceded 26 goals in their last 8 games against the top scorers away from home in the SPL. As they try and shut up shop, one of their concerns will be as to how to stop the ball coming back at them so quickly. Hinkle. Hartley.
Well, I think this is where Xander Diamond has to hound that back line up as far as they can. They had their best spell in the game during this second half when they closed the game up, when the two centre-backs pushed the midfield on.
Samaras. Oh, lovely reverse ball. Venegor of Hasselink.
Well, it's such an awkward one to take there for Venegor of Hasselink. Makes a lovely little diagonal run, well spotted by Samaras. Nice reverse pass. Hard for him to take it on his right foot there. He's trying to adjust his body, and Diamond always applying squeeze. Paul Hartley certainly got his foot through this, and I don't think Suter saw it until it got beyond Venegor of Hasselink, who ducked out of the way. And the Aberdeen keeper on that occasion was certainly beaten.
And he's made his contribution in so many other ways. Derek Suter, as have every single player for Aberdeen here this afternoon. His legs must be heavy out there now on both sides. Aberdeen didn't have the travelling and the chasing midweek that Celtic had with their trip to Barcelona. There's no way back for Celtic from a 1-0 scoreline out in Catalonia. Is there a way back here in the north of Scotland, I wonder? The best form of defence is attack, and they've got a corner here.
You're dead right. That's why the two centre-backs have to close the game up and try and play out as much of what is left in this game in the Celtic half of the pitch. The natural tendency is to drop off and sit in the 18-yard box, but they really have to try and avoid that.
Well, a second here would send Pittodrie into raptures. Dervisha, the man who scored the first. Drills it low, trying to turn it on by Severin. Here's Tuzani.
A good touch in the chest. Ideally, he would have liked to allow the ball to drop a little bit lower, but Paul Hartley's getting out very quickly to him. And he has to take it higher than he would have wanted, never getting over it.
Celtic, who have won their last 11 games domestically, unbeaten in 12, on the brink here, 6 minutes away from ending their reign as cup holders. McGeady.
I can't think of a fullback this season who's played Aidan McGeady any better than Alan Maybury today. I think it's been done once in the second half when McGeady got down the outside. That apart, Maybury has been right at the top of his game.
Tuzani. Luko. All the elements have been in place here for Aberdeen. The slice of luck with Celtic hitting the post and the bar so many times. Everyone playing to the top of their game plans executed perfectly. And Celtic failing to take their chances when they've come along. So far, so good. Donati, Menigora Fesseling. Samaras overshot the runway, which allowed Mabry to sweep clear. Caldwell, terrific pressing by Chris Maguire.
Well, I think both the front players have done that throughout the game. I think on the other side, Lee Miller has made himself a real nuisance. Hasn't won everything that's been played up in the air, but any time he has been second best, he's made sure he's leaning in, he's making it difficult for McManus and Caldwell to find a teammate with a header.
Severin. Davisha. Slide it in behind for the available Miller. Now settle for the corner. All the Aberdeen fans on their feet. They thought they'd seen it all when they saw off Copenhagen here against the odds in the UEFA Cup, hailed Bayern Munich. This afternoon will be right up there if they can see this one through. A trip to Hampden to take on Queen of the South in the semi-finals within touching distance here. Sander Diamond got his head to it, drilled in low by Considine, carried away by Boruc. Real chance here, Boruc! Brilliant.
That's the best save of the match. We've talked about Derek Suter. What a stop that is from Boruc. Diamond against Celtic, lose him. Boruc with a decent first save. That's a fabulous save. Severin couldn't have struck it any better.
Could that yet be a key moment? Another Aberdeen corner. Aluko in, Sander Diamond, it's up, it's back off the post. Can Aberdeen turn it and kill it off? Somehow smuggled away by OD.
All of a sudden they're getting joy from set pieces. Now I just wonder, Celtic mark zones, they mark across the 6-yard box. And Aberdeen defenders are getting a free run at it. Lee Miller desperately unlucky there. I really would have sealed it.
Miller. Severin. Maguire. Hinkle finds Hartley. Cut out by Sander Diamond. Aidan McGeady to take on Davisha. Great closing down, but not enough this time. Mabry. Luko's come across to try and halt Aidan McGeady, who gets his cross away. Sander Diamond there to meet it. Hinkle. Donati.
Aberdeen just a busier in front of goal. You've got to hand it to Jimmy Calder, who said he must wonder where this form comes from. They've saved all of their best for cup competition this season, and he must wonder week to week why they can't turn this kind of performance in more often. Maguire again making a nuisance of himself. Lovely little steal. I'd be surprised if this goes into the box.
What's been so impressive about Aberdeen since they've taken the lead is that they haven't sat back, they haven't allowed Celtic to build any real consistent pressure on them. Once again, they're in the final third of their guests. Aluko. Well into the last minute of normal time. Here's Gordon Strachan about to taste defeat to his former club for the first time as manager of his current one. Dreams of a back-to-back double. So close to being ended here on his former stamping ground. Donati. Looking for Samaras. Again, Sander Diamond provides that crucial last line of defence. OD. thundered away by Zanderdamen. Caldwell. Too much on it for Donati.
It's the wrong ball anyway. McManus had gone up. He's got Samaras through the central area. I don't know why he's trying to switch it there, Gary Caldwell.
2 added minutes. 2 minutes away from their first win over Celtic for 3.5 years. Their first cup win against Celtic for 17 years when they beat them on penalties in the final back in 1990.
Well, this is the one they have to defend. Boris has gone up.
Nakamura. A red shirt there to meet it. Hartley trying to get it back in. All hands to the Celtic pump here. They've managed to get it out to Georgios Samaras. Low to Venegor of Hesselink. Well, they just do it again and again and again. In the first minute of stoppage time, Aberdeen hearts are broken by Venegor of Hesselink.
We said earlier on, Bill, you never, ever roll this side out. They go to the wire every single time. Considine, well, he tries to go out to Samaras. He turns his back and the ball in. Should be doing better to stop that coming across. And once it does come across, there's only one winner. It's rolled into the perfect area from Samaras. On the outside of Venegor of Heslink's right boot, enough. Well, it looks as if it's enough to save Celtic. Jimmy Caldwell, you can imagine how he feels.
His side have given everything. They've done everything right. Everything, to an extent, had gone their way until then. Celtic again in the cup, come alive in stoppage time. And it looks like they will have to go again at Celtic Park. They will go again at Celtic Park. Within a minute of a most famous victory, Jimmy Calderwood and Aberdeen. A brilliant goal from De Vischer to give Aberdeen the lead, but Jan Venegor of Hesselink, his 5th goal in 7 meetings against Aberdeen, means that the cup holders keep their grasp on the cup. But what a performance by Aberdeen to come so close, Davey.
Yeah, I don't think Aberdeen could have given any more to the game or played any better, given the injuries they've had. It's been a terrific performance from Aberdeen. You've got to hand it to Celtic, and the spirit they have, they just wouldn't give it up. And they look dead and buried. We should know better than to write them off, though. And once again, they've dug it out when it looked as if they were gone.
They remain in the cup. It is still, despite the best efforts of Derek Suter, a replay for these two. A pulsating cup tie here at Pittodrie has finished Aberdeen 1, Celtic 1.
What a match and what a finish. And now they do it all again. Derek Suter played a fantastic game for Aberdeen. So too did that man, Arthur Borrock, towards the end. He very much kept Celtic in it, and his saves towards the end were vitally important because Venegor of Hesselink, in the last few seconds of this pulsating second half, Venegor of Hesselink's goal means they will go again. It's Aberdeen 1, Celtic 1. What a finish. Well, that's not all. More live action for you today on Sky Sports. Wigan against Arsenal, 3 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. On the same channel, we're off to Spain for Valencia against Deportivo La Coruña. That's 6 o'clock. And then 2 hours after that, at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1, is Barcelona against Villarreal. Well, we hope you enjoyed that at Pittodrie. Absolutely phenomenal second half, and they will go again in the moments. The thoughts of Charlie Nicholas, who still can't get over that finish, nor can I. Gordon Strachan, absolutely ecstatic. Poor old Jimmy Calderwood. He couldn't believe it. Nor could we.
The UEFA Champions League, Tuesday, 7:30. With a 2-goal lead.
Counts! Yes!
Can Liverpool finish the job in the San Siro?
Gerrard hits it!
And become the fourth English club in the last 8. Into Liverpool, Tuesday 7:30, Sky Sports 2 and HD2. Who can make it to Moscow and the Champions League final? Follow it all the way on Sky Sports.
Turbo-y, shiny, family, blue. Auto Trader Land is no ordinary land, for there lies a machine that helps you search for a car the way you think about a car. How nice of it. Auto Trader, the world of cars made easy. Oh dear.
People think life in California is one big vacation, but it's really a lot of work.
We have board meetings.
Board meetings! Lots of board meetings. We're always playing catch-up. We're really just a bunch of pencil pushers.
We work with some real characters.
We're always working weekends. We burn the midnight oil.
Hey, it's a dirty job.
But someone's got to do it. So if California seems like your kind of work...
We've got one question.
When can you start?
California. Find yourself here.
Without the latest energy-efficient glazing in your windows, this is what you're doing with your money every day. With Pilkington Energy Care, you could stop energy going out the window, help the environment, and you could even save money on your heating bills.
In the race for value, choose Citroën. This month, get the spacious 5-door C3 from just $6,995. The stylish C4 that's alive with technology from just $9,995. Or the versatile new C4 Picasso. With 4 years 0% APR typical finance available on selected models. Text robot to 84118.
In a real Italian pizzeria, the pizza has rich toppings and a crispy thin base in a wide range of flavors. And that's exactly how Pizza Ristorante is. Wherever you are, Ristorante, the pizzeria taste. Ristorante by Dr. Oetker.
At Orange, we know that everyone is different. That's why we give our customers the freedom to choose between 4p monthly phone packages. Canary, raccoon, panther, and dolphin. From unlimited calls to unlimited texts, we have a plan to suit you.
We don't often think about words, we simply say them. But just for a moment, think about this one. Fair.
Of course, there's all the fun of the fair. We all want a fair share. Chip. And we all want a fair deal.
At Britannia Building Society, our customers own the business and get a share of the profits. £500 million so far.
Beat that.
Britannia, building a fairer society.
Choosing glasses can be overwhelming. At Dolland & Aitchison, we have specialist software to help our expert staff find what's right for you. DNA, we see eye care differently.
We are not going under there until he blows the final whistle.
Skybet. It matters more when there's money on it.